Alright, let me get this set up. So I'm gonna go from beginning to end with this little bowl right here and kind of show you step by step what I do. And I use regular quikrete. And that other bowl I made, I used mortar because I mixed it in with styrocrete. I made styrocrete with that one. And this one, I'm gonna make with concrete mix. So I'm thinking I'm making a small one. Usually I make like 4 at a time, but this time I'm just gonna make one. So I'm trying to figure out how much concrete I need. But this is just $4 for an 80-pound bag of this stuff, and I'm making Christmas gifts. And so saving tons of money on Christmas gifts using rainwater to mix all the concrete. So let me mix this up a little bit, and earlier I mixed it up with my hand, but the mortar is not a big problem mixing it with your hand. It dries your hands out, so if you want to have dry hands, you can do that. This quikrete mix has a lot of little stones in it, so if you mix it with your hand, you're gonna hurt your hand because it gets all under your nails, and it really kind of becomes a pain. I learned that already. So I'm mixing this up, and I think I put a little too much water because that's all right. I'll end up using it all. Ultimately, making something else with it. Just need to get it a good consistency. Mix up just a little bit. All right, that's about done. A little bit soupier than I like it to be, but that's all right because it's going to dry up. Some people say, "Oh, it takes too long to set," but my experience is it don't take that long. So what I do is I take these little bowls I find at the dollar store. I got these for 4 of them for like $2, and then these were 4 of them for like $1.50 or something like that. And then this costs about $1.80 for the acrylic. And get the acrylic calk because it seems to comes out easier. And what I do is I just caulk it around the edge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put seashells and pieces of shells and things in there. So I'm going to show you what this looks like if you want to make these little gifts for yourself. So if you can see that, I put that acrylic caulk in there. Now I have a ton of shells that I picked up down at Oleander Park here in Corpus. And what I like to do is try to use these small ones like this here. I use these little ones. And then I also use these little pieces of coral that I find. So I put these in there, and what I'll do is I'll stick these in the acrylic, and that'll dry. So there's an example of what it's going to look like. So I put that in there. And really, you can use anything you want. There's a lot of neat little pieces that I like to use. Little shells. Like here's a neat one right here. Look, you can see that one. I don't know if it's zooming in right. But I'll put these all around, and then I'll show you what I do from there. So, a bunch of different little shells. And You can use anything. I made one where I made little rocks. I used little rocks on it, and you know, whatever you find, you can put them in there, and it turns out really cool. It's just being creative, using different materials. I used another one where I put some like sea glass, and the only thing I didn't like about the sea glass was the sea glass, when it gets wet, you can't really tell it's sea glass. Oh, there's something cool I'm going to put in this one. I'm going to show you that. That's going to be cool. I found that down there. And these little pieces here. So let me find a couple little smaller. There's another coral. And for me, it's just my form of therapy. And I come out here, just focus on doing this activity, and not thinking about much else, just this. So I enjoy doing it. It's important to distract yourself from certain things that are going on in life on a daily basis. So, all right, now what I'm going to do now, mix it up one more time. And it's a little wet, so that's probably about where it needs to be. So now I'm going to push this down in there. So I filled it up about that much, if you can see. I'm going to push this piece down in there, and it's going to move that concrete up. I'll push it down. It's going to get that concrete up to the sides. I'm going to take these rocks and lay it down. You can kind of see how it pushed it up to the very edge there. And if you can see, around there you can see that acrylic. And it's in there, and those shells are in there. So what that's going to do, overnight, that's going to dry. Now, one thing I normally do is use vegetable oil, but on this occasion I didn't, because these bowls are pretty flexible. And as that concrete dries, I can just kind of push down on the bowls and it'll come right out. So I'm going to set that aside. And I'll post again, I'll show you what that looks like. Now I have some concrete left, so I could probably actually do another one. But I'll hold off for a sec because I want to show you this. So when that's dry, it's going to look like this. You see? And it's all dry. And then what I do is I get a little tool. These are $2 over at Hobby Lobby. And I go in there, and I basically just dig out that acrylic like that. Now sometimes the shells will come out because they're not deep down in the concrete, but that's okay because you can get a little thing of super glue and you can just put those shells right back in there. So you see I'm digging out that. Now this is the part that takes a while, but to me I enjoy doing it because it just kind of gives me something to focus on. And so I'll go and I'll do all that, and sometimes I'll do it while I'm listening to radio or whatever. And it's important, let me remind you, when you're using this acrylic caulk, you're not going to use, unless you use all of it, you want to make sure you cover it back up. So I use these pieces of tape, and then I'll tape it up. I need to get another one, but I'll tape that up. This actually might work. I'll tape that up so that it doesn't dry out completely, and I'll use it again later. But this is a finished, not almost finished product, but you see the shells on there. I've already dug all the acrylic out of that. Now I'm going to end up painting the bowl, and then I'm going to use a glaze, and I'll show another video where I do that after I paint this, where I use the glaze, and that's pretty much it. So I've had some people ask me to put a how-to video. That's how-to. So I'll update once all this other stuff's done.